Max loved the woods. He spent every free moment wandering through the trees, feeling the cool earth beneath his feet and the gentle breeze on his face. The forest was his sanctuary, a place where he felt truly alive. Every tree held a secret. Max believed that if he listened closely enough, he could hear the stories of the ancient trees, tales of times long past. Every rustle of leaves whispered a story. The wind seemed to carry messages from the forest spirits, and Max was always eager to decipher them. One day, Max followed a curious rabbit. The rabbit had a peculiar glint in its eye, as if it knew something Max didn't. It led him deeper into the woods than he had ever been. The trees grew denser and the light dimmed, casting eerie shadows on the forest floor. There, in a clearing, stood an ancient oak. Its presence was commanding, as if it had stood there for centuries, watching over the forest. Its branches were gnarled and twisted, like the hands of an old wizard casting a spell. The air around the tree shimmered. It was as if the tree was surrounded by a magical aura, a protective shield of light. Max felt a strange pull. It was an irresistible force, drawing him closer to the ancient oak. He reached out to touch the tree's rough bark. The texture was unlike anything he had ever felt before, rough yet warm. As his fingers brushed against the wood, a bright light engulfed him. It was blinding yet strangely comforting. Max squeezed his eyes shut. He could feel the light wrapping around him like a warm embrace. He braced himself for whatever adventure awaited. His heart pounded with a mix of fear and excitement. When Max opened his eyes, he gasped. The world around him had changed completely. He wasn't in the woods anymore. The familiar trees and foliage were gone, replaced by a fantastical landscape. A swirling vortex of color surrounded him. It was like stepping into a painting, with vibrant hues dancing around him. He felt weightless, like a leaf caught in the wind. Max held his breath, unsure of what would happen next. He closed his eyes again, hoping for the best. The adventure was just beginning, and Max was ready to face whatever came his way. Max cautiously opened his eyes. He found himself in a breathtaking world unlike anything he'd ever seen. Islands floated in the sky. Waterfalls cascaded upwards. Strange and wonderful creatures flew, hopped, and slithered through the vibrant landscape. Max stared in awe at fluffy, rainbow-colored sheep grazing on clouds. They looked soft as cotton candy. Mischievous pixies with shimmering wings zipped through the air, their laughter like tinkling bells. Giant, gentle bumblebees buzzed lazily, carrying baskets filled with sparkling pollen. Max couldn't believe his eyes. It was more amazing than any dream. He pinched himself. It was real. He wanted to explore every corner of this magical place.
Ouch! Watch where you're going.
Max looked up to see a tiny figure tumbling through the air. He squinted, trying to make out what it was. As it got closer, he realized it was a fairy, her wings flapping frantically. It was a fairy, her wings tangled in a vine of glowing flowers. The flowers seemed to shimmer with an otherworldly light, making the scene even more surreal. Max quickly caught the fairy before she could plummet to the ground below. He marveled at how light she was, almost like holding a delicate feather. The fairy, who introduced herself as Lila, was small enough to fit in the palm of his hand. Her voice was soft and melodic, like the tinkling of tiny bells. She had bright blue hair and sparkling wings. Each time she moved, her wings caught the light, creating a dazzling display of colors.
Thank you. I don't know what I would have done without your help. I tend to get lost in the clouds. It's so easy to lose track of time and place when you're up there. I'm very forgetful, you see. Sometimes I forget where I'm supposed to be, or what I'm supposed to be doing.
Lila explained that the world was in danger. Her voice grew serious as she recounted the tale. An evil sorcerer had cast a curse, draining the land of its color and joy. The once vibrant forests were now dark and dreary, with withered trees and lifeless landscapes.
We need to find the Sunstone. It's hidden deep within the enchanted forest, where the light still manages to break through the darkness. It's the only thing that can break the curse. Without it, our world will remain in shadow forever.
Max learned about the evil sorcerer, Malkor. Malkor envied the happiness and beauty of the magical world. He wanted to shroud everything in his own darkness. So Malkor had stolen the Sunstone, the source of the forest's magic. He hid it in his fortress, casting a shadow over the once vibrant land.
Despite my forgetfulness, I remember the prophecy of a chosen one. It spoke of a child from another world who would help lift the curse.
Max, with his kind heart and adventurous spirit, seemed to fit the prophecy perfectly. Together, they decided to embark on a quest to defeat Malkor and restore the Sunstone.
Max, look at those meadows. The wind is whispering something. Can you hear it? It's like the meadow itself is alive, sharing secrets with us. I wonder what it's trying to tell us.
Max and Lila's journey led them through whispering meadows and crystal caves. The meadows were filled with the soft rustling of leaves, and the caves sparkled with the light of countless crystals, each one reflecting their hopes and dreams. They had to solve riddles whispered by the wind. Each riddle was a piece of the puzzle, guiding them closer to their goal. The wind seemed to know their every move, offering hints and clues in its gentle whispers, and puzzles hidden in the patterns of falling stars. The night sky became their map, with constellations forming paths and falling stars revealing hidden messages. It was as if the universe itself was helping them on their quest.
Welcome, travelers. To find the Sunstone, you must listen carefully and trust your instincts. The wind carries ancient secrets. These secrets have been passed down through generations, waiting for the right ears to hear them.
Along the way, they encountered many fascinating creatures. Each creature had its own story, its own wisdom to share. From the tiniest insect to the largest beast, every being they met added a new layer to their adventure. There was a wise old talking tree who offered advice. The tree's bark was etched with ancient runes, and its branches seemed to reach out to them, offering guidance and protection. And a family of singing squirrels who guided them through a maze. The squirrels' songs were like a melody of the forest, leading them through twists and turns with their harmonious tunes.
These squirrels are amazing, Max. Their songs are like a map. It's incredible how their music can guide us. I feel like we're getting closer with every note.
They even befriended a grumpy but lovable troll named Grumble. Grumble was initially reluctant to help. His gruff exterior hid a heart of gold, and it took some convincing to get him on their side.
Oh, come on, Grumble. We really need your help. Plus, we promise it'll be fun. Imagine the stories you'll have to tell after this adventure.
But he couldn't resist Lila's infectious laughter and Max's kind heart. Grumble used his strength to help them move obstacles and cross treacherous ravines. His grumbles turned into chuckles as he became an essential part of their team.
Thank you, Grumble. We couldn't have done it without you. Your strength and courage have made all the difference.
And so, with each step and every new friend, Max and Lila moved closer to finding the Sunstone. Their journey was filled with wonder and discovery, and they knew that as long as they listened to the whispers of the wind and followed the guidance of their friends, they would find the Sunstone and unlock its ancient secrets.
The journey was perilous.
But Max never gave up hope. He knew that with Lila by his side and the power of friendship, anything was possible.
Max learned the importance of kindness. He treated every creature they met, no matter how small or strange, with respect and compassion.
He also discovered the power of laughter. Even in the face of danger, Lila's giggles and silly jokes reminded Max not to take things too seriously.
They discovered that laughter, like magic, could brighten even the darkest of days.
Their journey wasn't just about finding the Sunstone. It was about the bonds they formed and the lessons they learned along the way. Finally, Max and Lila reached Malkor's fortress. It was a menacing structure of dark stone guarded by shadowy creatures.
Malkor, sensing their presence, sent his minions to stop them.
But Max and Lila, with the help of their newfound friends, fought bravely. They used their wits, courage, and the power of the friends they had made to overcome each obstacle.
They finally confronted Malcor in his throne room.
Malcor, cloaked in darkness, laughed. He underestimated the power of their friendship and the strength of their spirit.
The battle was long and difficult, but in the end, bathed in the light of the freed Sunstone, Malcor's powers weakened and he vanished.
With the curse lifted, color and joy returned to the magical world. The floating islands shone brighter than ever, and the laughter of the creatures echoed through the land.
It was time for Max to return home.
Lila, with tears in her eyes, hugged him tightly. "You saved us, Max," she whispered, "but I'll never forget you."
Lila gave Max a small, glowing crystal as a reminder of their adventure. As Max touched the ancient oak tree once more, he was bathed in a familiar light. He found himself back in his own world, the crystal warm in his hand. The wood seemed even more magical now. Max knew he would carry the lessons of kindness, courage, and the importance of believing in magic with him always. He smiled, the memory of Lila's laughter echoing in his heart. His adventure might be over, but the magic would stay with him forever.